Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is the overt manipulation that's coming from the gun control side of this argument, which is attempting to dissuade you from voting because they're telling you you've got it in the bag. Everything that I'm going to show you right now, I want you to take with a grain of salt because you need to vote, your family needs to vote, your friends need to vote, everyone votes. What I'm showing you has no effect on you voting. Best case scenario, you run up the score. Worst case scenario, we squeak out a victory and send the right people to Washington. Because what I'm about to show you is something that you need to see. And of course, everything will be linked right down there in the description box. And please, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you want to spread some freedom from west to east, from south to north, across this amazing nation. And thank you for that consideration. All right, guys, so here's the disclaimer. We do it every time we talk about polls or elections or anything. You got to vote. I mentioned in the introduction, the only option you have is to vote and get everyone you know to vote. That's it. That's as pure and simple as I can get it. What I'm about to show you is supposed to dispel the manipulation. But you know what else will dispel manipulation? The partnership that I have with USCCA about registering to vote, making sure you are registered to vote, making sure you know your polling precinct, make sure everything is in order, any information you need. They've put forward the expense to make it accessible for you. There's a link right down there in the description box below. It's votewithbraden.com. Check this video out, walk you through it, and then we're going to hit this. We are heading into the most crucial election of our lifetimes, and millions of the people who share our values aren't even registered to vote. Think about that. My name is Braden Langley with Langley Outdoors on YouTube, and I'm partnering with the USCCA Action Fund to make sure that we do everything that we can to put the right people in the right place at the right time to pass our blessings on to the next generation. I am challenging each one of you to stand up for our God-given rights. If only half of us on this channel activate, that is 275,000 people that are active, passing on our rights and taking that civic duty to do so. Imagine how powerful that could be, and all you have to do is go to votewithbraden.com. So here's what you need to do. Go to votewithbraden.com. This is the one-stop shop. All you have to do is go there. You can get your registration up to date or check to make sure you are registered. You can get your polling location. You can even get a ballot if you desire. It has never been simpler, and it takes less than 60 seconds. Again, votewithbraden.com. All right, everybody, listen, we got to dive into this, and I want you to hear me on this, please. Do not believe anything you hear about this stuff, okay? I'm only showing you this to add clarity, to call it out. This is the type of manipulation that they are hoping that people do not go out and vote because they got it in the bag. Check this out. From Axios, Representative Alyssa Slotkin warns Harris is underwater in Michigan. Okay, so this came out September 29th, as you can see right there in the top. This is not normal. The Democrats are extremely disciplined on staying on message. And a contentious Senate candidate just happens to say on record to a bunch of donors with leaked video that now she's underwater in Michigan, one of the essential swing states. Guys, listen to this, and you tell me when you start to get a little bit of the heebie-jeebies, then I'll show you some other stuff you need to be fully aware of, but also ignore. Representative Alyssa Slotkin, Democrat Michigan, warned donors last week that internal polling, mysterious internal, for her Senate campaign shows Vice President Kamala Harris is underwater in Michigan, according to a video clip obtained by Axios. Winning Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania is Harris's simplest path to victory. You guys know that. Here's some more pieces of information, some data on the board. 538's average of polls has Harris up by about 2.4 points in Michigan. The latest New York Times Siena College poll has her up by just 1. When you have this level of conflicting data, the only thing that you know 100% that can have an effect on the outcome is to go vote. Looking at this, listening to this, prognosticating on this, all this is going to do is add noise to the end result. You've got to go vote. They are telling you through mixed data messaging, just trust me. Just trust me. We've seen this all the time. Let's keep going, though. Here's a quote from her. Again, Democrat running for Senate in Michigan. What she's saying, I'm not feeling my best right now about where we are on Kamala Harris in a place like Michigan, Slotkin said during a virtual fundraiser on Wednesday with Senator Cory Booker, Democrat New Jersey, according to a recording. We have her underwater in our polling. Okay, this is the first piece that I want to make sure you see, and I highlighted this red on purpose. Between the lines, it's not unusual for campaigns to paint themselves as the polling underdog as a fundraising tactic. Translation: I'm going to lie and manipulate my fundraisers and potentially get more money by telling them I'm losing when I'm really not. Then I'm going to leak it to the media, and then conservatives are going to pick it up like wildfire and say that, oh my goodness, I can't believe she said this on record. This is exactly what they did in 2022 with Chuck Schumer talking to Biden on the tarmac saying, our polling's down in Georgia. Who knew? I didn't know there were mics all over me. Guys, this is manipulation, and you need to be fully aware of it. Now, Senate races in Ruby Red, Ohio and Montana have been getting more money and attention, but a Republican win in Michigan would be a major upset and virtually guarantee a GOP majority. Here's the big thing about this. Michigan is just gravy on top if there is a Republican flip. Have to understand that. Montana and West Virginia are going to take care of the whole flipping the power of the Senate thing. Ohio would be gravy on top and Michigan would be gravy on top. It just so happens that Ohio and Michigan are in the Rust Belt, the exact same states of which Harris would need to win or Trump would need to win for the presidency. Understand, none of this happens by accident. In fact, let me keep on going on this path. Remember what she said. Warns Harris is underwater in Michigan. New Michigan Senate poll. Now, this is a pro-conservative source saying this. Rogers, who is the opponent of Slotkin, is supposedly up 5.7 according to Atlas Intel. Now, this is important. Atlas Intel was the most accurate pollster in the 2020 election. That's why everyone's latching onto this. That's where the significance comes from. But anyway, as you can see right here, you've got an advantage from 49.3 to 43.6 in Michigan. Okay, well, all the other polls are saying something completely different. If you see this in Michigan, and this is the end result, you're talking about a horrible night for Kamala Harris and the Democrats. If this is true, which is why I say earlier, you vote like you're 5 points behind. You take yourself, your friends, your family, everyone you know to go and vote. Because this right here is only possible if you take that step to vote. Let me continue here. Again, same theme. This is the Atlas Intel poll against all states. Look at this. Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. They're saying that Trump has all of those by 1, 2, 3, 4. If that happens, Trump wins a big-time victory. And again, North Carolina's +3 and Nevada's +3 for Harris. It wouldn't even matter in this point. You see all the conflicting data? This is my whole point. When you have this much conflicting data, the only certainty that you have is to take action and kick them right in the teeth with your vote. That's the only option you have. All right, now let me jump over to Pennsylvania because, again, same guy, pro-conservative source. Pennsylvania flips for Trump in the Real Clear Politics polling average. So now, and to be fair, on this polling average of RCP, all you're seeing is Harris having the +5, which is carrying the entire average, from Bloomberg, which is a biased left-wing polling source. So I'm not saying this is anything. You vote like you're 5 points behind. But again, when you see data coming out saying Pennsylvania flipped, when you come out and you see, oh my God, all the swing states are going, that's amazing for Trump. Then you go to Michigan, you go, oh my God, Michigan's underwater for the Senate candidate. And then you see the Senate candidate say, oh my God, Michigan's underwater for Harris. Do not believe any of it. This is an exercise in confusion. Throw as much data out there as you possibly can so no one has a read on what's going on. The only thing that you can fully do to impact what you want to impact is to vote. Check out votewithbraden.com. It's right down in the description. It's completely free. Make sure you guys are active. I'm going to keep on bringing this stuff to you and breaking it down because when you have this level of conflicting data, you can't see through it. The only thing you can do is, once again, vote. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I landed that plane, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.